If you use Google Earth, then you probably know how great a tool for the classroom it is, um, pretty much regardless of content or grade level. Uh, you know that there's tons of information to access at the click of a button, really. You just click over here in the Layers panel and start exploring. For instance, go into the gallery and discover all kinds of things from historical maps to current events. Um, But there are times where you actually want either you or your students to create content rather than just access it. And this video tutorial is created or is being created to give you a down and dirty idea of how to do just that, how to create content in Google Earth. The first thing I like to do, I tell my students, is to hide the layers panel, all this stuff. There's a ton of it, and it can get very distracting and eat up a lot of bandwidth. So I like to deselect everything over here and just click on it as I need it. So I'm going to zoom in to the place in which I used to live in Virginia Beach. So here's the street which I used to live on, or on which I used to live for you English folks. And I believe this is my house right here. But just to make sure, I want to check, and I'm going to grab the little peg man here and go into Street View mode. When I grab him and drop him onto the street, I go into Street View mode, and now I can kind of go up here, and this is, I believe, my house right here. But just to make sure, I'll turn it, and there we go. That's where I used to live. So I'll exit out of Street View mode now. And this is the house on which I would like to place my place mark. To add a place mark, we'll use the Places panel over on the left here. And just to see a little bit more of the Places panel, I'm going to collapse the Search and the Layers panel. You can see that I have a lot of different folders in here, and because if you start creating with Google Earth, you're going to have a lot of place marks and paths and all kinds of things. I highly recommend using folders to keep things organized. So I will right click on my places and choose Add Folder, and I will just do, let's see, Ryan's house. I'll call it Ryan's house, and you can see at the bottom of the Places panel here, or my Places section, is my Ryan's house. Now everything that you insert in Google Earth now relating to your folder, in this case Ryan's house, you can right click and choose Add. So if you want to add a path, you'll click Path, a model, or image overlay, or what have you. Anything you can add by right clicking on it. In this case, I am going to add a place mark. And I will call this the same thing, Ryan's house. And I'm just going to type a quick thing. This is where I used to live. Choose OK. And here's my place mark. And when I click on it, I get the little pop-up with my description. Now this is actually not exactly where I want it. I want it on my house, but when I try to grab it and move it, it moves the whole Earth. So in order to place your place mark exactly where you want it, you right click on it and you'll go into the properties, which would be on a Windows machine, or get info on a Mac. Now when I move the box out of the way, I can see that I have a blinking cursor, and I can move it to exactly where I want it. And actually, the other thing I want to do is get rid of the traditional yellow pushpin. I'm going to click on this little icon here and change it to something more appropriate, perhaps a sailboat for Virginia Beach. You can also choose to add a custom icon, so if you want a student's picture or a piece of art or anything, you can just click on here and insert a URL, the URL of an image, and use that as an icon. But for right now, I'll just choose OK, and here we go. Now let's get a little bit fancier and add a little bit more content to the placemark. When you're ready to add content, you simply right-click on the icon within the viewer or in the Places panel, which I actually find to be a little bit easier. I will delete, this is where I used to live, and rather than you watch me stumble and fumble around as I type, I have pasted some information in. I'll choose OK, and let's take a look at what this looks like. Here we go. Now you might notice that it's a little small and a little plain looking. Well, this is the way it is for when you use this method. If you want to make your text larger, or if you want to style it and give it some formatting, you certainly can, but you'll need to use HTML in this area here. Or you'll have to know how to use an HTML editor. The latter of which is easy. Coding in HTML is not for everybody. For the purposes of this video, we're just going to stick with the text that we have. And I will say that I do hope Google, the people at Google, put in here, this would be so nice if they put in a little WYSIWYG HTML editor, a text editor for us. They have inserted the add link and add image buttons, which have made life easier, but going that extra mile and putting the text editor in would be fantastic. I am ready to add an image now, actually. So I'll click here, click below where I talk about the best thing about the beach is the beach, and then I click Add Image. Now it's looking for an image URL, which I've actually got out on the web here. I did a search for in Creative Commons for Virginia Beach, and so I'll just copy the URL and take you back to Google Earth and simply paste in the URL, choose OK, and here you can see there's some HTML code, the image source tag. If I hit OK and then take a look at it, there's my image. Let me go back in and do another thing regarding this particular image. Right after the tag, I always tell my students just to go ahead and create an image citation. And now I'll choose OK again, make sure it's there. It actually hyperlinked it for me, which is really nice. But notice the word also, this paragraph crept up. Looks like I've lost some of my formatting, so I'm going to fix that, but I'll wait until the end to do so. Alright, so now we've added an image, or I've added an image. I guess you haven't, or we haven't, but next step is to add a link. And I have a link, or actually a title, Virginia Beach Science Museum here, and I want to link this out to its corresponding web page, which is here. So I'll right click and copy this URL and take you back to Google Earth, and I have to highlight it again and click on Add Link, and I'll simply paste in the URL, choose OK, and now when I hit OK and click on it, I can see here it is, Virginia Beach Science Museum. Now I said I wanted to do this at the end, but I'll go ahead and do it now. Clean up some of the spacing issues, like put this on a new line and a couple of these other things on a new line. In order to do this, we actually need to use some HTML. We're going to use a break HTML tag. So to do that, it's the left bracket, BR, right bracket. Very, very simple. And this creates a line break. It's essentially like hitting return on your keyboard. Okay, and you can add one, or you can add a couple if you want to create some extra spacing. And we'll do that. Now when I choose OK, you can see that I have some better spacing. It's not right all on top of each other. Alright, now let's see. Let's add some video. Alright, to add video, I'll go in to the properties and find here where I say check out this video. It's a video of the Neptune Festival. a great festival in Virginia Beach, and I found a YouTube version or video of it. And what I want to do is I want to embed this video into the Google Earth Placemark. To do this, I'll go to the Share button and click on Embed, and I'll just simply copy the code. Now I could change some of these options, but I'm not going to at this point. You can feel free to take a look. And then back in Google Earth, I'll simply right-click and paste the code. I'm going to do the same here before I hit OK and go check it out. I'm going to do the same thing with this Virginia Beach VoiceThread project that I've created. I'm going to show you VoiceThread just so you understand that it's not only YouTube videos that you can embed. You can do History Channel or Vimeo or VoiceThread like I'm doing now. If you haven't used VoiceThread, I highly recommend going out and checking that out. It's a great classroom application or a great tool. But here's my VoiceThread on Virginia Beach. I'm going to click on the Embed button, click in the embed code. It's copied it for me. I'll go back to Google Earth now, and then after the break I'll do a paste, choose OK, and let's go see it. So if I scroll down a little bit, here's my YouTube video, and here's my VoiceThread. If I hit play on that,
this is a VoiceThread about Virginia Beach.
You probably can't see it going, but you can probably hear it.
Obviously, is the beach, and look real closely here. Hey, that's me. If you go,
so clearly, adding video works very well. The last step then, if you're a teacher and you want to share this with your students, or if you're a student and you want to send it to your teacher, would be to save it and then send it. This can be done easily and all in one step by clicking on your folder and going up to the Share menu. If you have an account with Google, just choose Email Placemark. It saves it for you and puts it in your email for to be sent. If you don't have a Gmail account, you can just right-click on your folder and choose Save Place As, and that will enable you to save it wherever you want, and then you can upload it to email. Aside from biographical information, which is kind of what I did here, you can easily create placemarks about historical events or places, famous people. You can even do Google Earth Lit trips, in which you match literature with geography, and you can look into Google Lit trips. Just do a web search. There's lots of great ideas out there for a cross-curricular project. I hope you choose to do it.